Hi everyone, Doug here with Team Rocket Cash Cycler Pros. Just want to give you a real short video, and I do say short because I want to make this as quick as possible. If you find me too fast, just go back and re-listen again or re-watch again. Um, Wanted to bring this to your attention because I've been getting a lot of feedback from that last video that I wasn't quite loud enough. And after going over it a couple of times, I realized that I didn't do a very good job. So that's why I'm doing this one. But before we get started, I wanted to tell you real quickly, I've got a little disclaimer. And this disclaimer is aimed at the people that give the negative feedback to all businesses. You know the ones I'm talking about, the ones that think they can just sign up and never do anything and expect to get paid something for not doing anything. It's not going to happen. So very quickly, I'm going to go through this disclaimer. The results you are about to see are typical. And please understand, we are in no way guaranteeing that you will make this kind of money by sitting around watching as the stomach turns on TV. However, this is a very simple system, and if a person is teachable and will follow instructions, we will provide them with the roadmap and the vehicle to make tons more money than you can imagine. As in any other business, a person must be willing to get in the vehicle and follow the roadmap, or in our case, get in the rocket and follow the star charts. I hope that wasn't too subtle. I'm just trying to make it clear, people. It's not hard to make this kind of money, but you do have to follow instruction and you have to do exactly what we do because that's how we started making money. We're not showing you anything that we haven't done. So anyway, let's get on with the presentation. There's one thing I want to show you real quick, and this is the product line. I've had a lot of questions about, well, Doug, what do you get with Rocket Cash Cycler? Well, I'm going to show you one of the products. There's a couple of products, but one of the products that I'm very impressed with, and it's this right here. It's the RCC Success Library. Inside of the Success Library are tons, literally tons of audio books. Now, some of them are audio, some of them are ebooks, but most of them are both. And what a person can do once you join is you have access to all of these books. Now, if you're like me and you really enjoy reading, but you don't have a lot of time to read, this is awesome because you can come back here and download the titles that you want to download, and you can listen to them while you're doing your regular job or whatever you're doing. And they've got some great titles in here. Just look, we got The Five Love Languages. Everybody knows that's a good book. I mean, if you haven't read that, and if you're a guy, please read that. That will save your relationship. Um, they have things like Jim Rohn, Attracting Success. I've noticed quite a bit of Jim Rohn's material is in here. And if you've never read any Jim Rohn or listened to any Jim Rohn, I highly suggest you do it. He was a very great motivator, and he made a lot of money in this industry. We got Joel Osteen for those of you that like Joel. Become a Better You. We've got Awaken the Giant Within by Anthony Robbins. Got a lot of Anthony Robbins books in here, and I'm also a big fan of Anthony Robbins. Um, a lot of Jim Rohn, like I said before, Dr. Wayne Dyer, and the list just goes on and on and on, guys. We've got a ton of stuff in here for you to listen to, read, or at your leisure, whatever you enjoy. Um, this is just one of the products. The other product is XSkype software. XSkype software is for use with Skype. If any of you are familiar with Skype, um, you use that to build your teams, to communicate with your teams. It is an awesome software, and as the process goes along, don't worry if you don't know Skype. We will show you how Skype works. Okay, let's get back to the presentation real fast. I just wanted to show you real quick what kind of things you're getting just by coming on to the Rocket Cash Cycler team. Those are dramatic. All right, now the first thing I want to show you is the graphic that has to do with the way the boards are made up or the way the system works. Rocket Cash Cycler is a 2x3 matrix that feeds into a 2x2 matrix. Now, if you don't understand what those are, I'm going to give you a quick explanation. A 2x3 matrix is the one that you're seeing in front of you on the graphic. It starts with one person, goes to a 2-line, a 4-line, and then an 8-line. Each one of those subsequently have that many people on them. Each one of these rockets represents a person, and each one of these rockets have a color. Now the color is as follows. Green means you are in the system but you have not enrolled anyone. Blue means that you are in the system and you have enrolled one person. Red, of course, means you have enrolled two people. Now, the reason that that's very important is because as a green rocket, you will move up each time this cycles. But you will get to a point where you can't move anymore because of the blues and the greens. Because blues take precedence over greens and reds take precedence over blues and greens. Let me show you how that works. Everyone that comes in to Rocket Cash Cycler comes in for a one-time fee of $315. That is a one-time fee. There will never be another fee. There's not a website fee. There's not an auto ship fee. There are no other fees to get involved with Rocket Cash Cycler. You only pay $315 one time. Once you do that, you will enter the system on this 8 line. Every person on here paid $315 to get here, and every person on here started on an 8 line. As this 8 line fills up, this matrix cycles. So when the very last person comes on board, this matrix will do what we call bust, and this 2 line member and this 2 line member will start their own 2x3 matrix, and the system starts all over again. Let me explain that to you. Let's say that you are Liz Clements and you come in. Well, Liz came in as a green rocket. You notice she's blue because Lynn brought in house money. House money is green because house money is not enrolled anyone. Liz has enrolled house money and therefore she is blue. Now being blue, when this line fills up with whoever she brings in or house money brings in or favor train brings in or XPI1 brings in, all these people are responsible for filling in this 8 line. So as they bring people in, the colors will be the way that the system takes you through the cycle. In other words, when this fills in, let's just say, for instance, that Liz stays blue once all of these other rockets are filled in. That means these will all be green. At that point, Liz will jump to a 2 line along with Knockout because both of them have blue rockets and they will pass up all the green rockets on this board. Now on the other hand, if one of these turn red or anybody on this 8 line turns red or anybody on the 4 line turns red, they will then jump another line. In other words, they'll jump to a 2 line or they'll jump to the pay line. We have had several times to where someone would come in, turn red on the 8 line, and in the very next cycle be on a pay line, which means they missed all of these other lines, which speeds up the way they get paid. But anyway, I'm not going to go into big detail about that. I just wanted to show you how the system works, and I want to show you how the money is broken down. Each one of these rockets, or for that matter, all of these rockets, when they entered the system, they had to pay $315 one time. But as the system is made up, the 8 rockets are the ones we're going to deal with today, right now. 8 times 315 equals $2,400. That is how much money was created when this 8 line is filled in. Once this 8 line is filled in, that $2,400, and not before. I need to emphasize that. This company will not pay out a dime until it has everything from this 8 line paid in. So it's not going to pay out anything until that money is in the company's hands. Once that money is there, then this will go up and pay the person on the pay line. In this particular instance, it's perpetual profits. Perpetual profits will then make the $2,400. Let me explain to you how that's broken down. Because this is a cycler, that means that it is a continual motion product. We do not stop or we do not get static. And the way that works is, and to keep it to where everybody only pays the one-time fee of $315, the cycler pays out like this. When this line fills up and this cycle is complete, 120 of the $2,400 goes to admin, or the owner and management of the site and the business to keep it running. 300 of the $2,400 goes to you by either Solid Trust Pay or Payza. Those are both e-wallets. I'm not going to get into those right now, but if you're familiar with PayPal, they're basically the same thing. I will do a video on how to set those up. It's free to set those up. Doesn't cost you a dime. They just are the way you get your money out. Okay, $300 more of the $2,400 goes to buy you an E-pin into another 2x3 matrix. That just simply means to keep the system rolling, you will get another 2x3 that you will start all the way at the bottom again with to come through the system again, which means you get the opportunity to make $300 again, and this time you didn't pay a dime. The proceeds from this one cycling paid your way in to another 2x3 following your sponsor. Also, this is a dynamic way to make even more money, and I recommend everybody use this. We call this the clone position, and I'll get into more detail about that later. $1,800 of the $2,400 that happened when this was cycled goes to buy your spot in a 2x2 matrix. Now the 2x2 is different from the 2x3 in that it does not have the 8 line. We're about to show you where that's at in just a minute and how it works. But I want to emphasize that no one moves to the 2x2 until they make it to the pay line and this matrix cycles. It doesn't take very long. We've seen it happen in 10 minutes. It just depends on the speed of the team and who all's playing. But I'll just go to show you right now how the 2x2 breaks down. That is the very next board we will look at, and that's this one right here. As you see, you still have a pay line, you have a 2 line, and you have a 4 line. Now the only way to get to the 2x2 matrix is to make it to the top of the pay line in the 2x3, which you will do through cycles. Depending on how fast you get there will depend on the color of your rocket. But everybody enters the 2x2 matrix on the bottom just like they do the 2x3. As these people come in, as these 2x3s below them break and they come into the system, the person on the pay line starts to get paid. Let me explain that to you. You remember I told you that $1,800 buys your way into the 2x2. So that means that every rocket on this 4 line is worth $1,800. 4 times 1,800 is $7,200. Now, before you freak out and panic, let me remind you again that you don't pay the $1,800. Those are proceeds from the 2x3 cycling. As you enter this, the person on the pay line starts getting paid. In other words, when Fly By Night got here, the person on the pay line got paid $1,000. When Flyer 08 came in, the person on the pay line got paid $1,000. When the next rocket comes in, the person on the pay line will get paid another $1,000. And when the 4th person and final person comes in, the person on the pay line will get paid $2,000. That's awesome. So a total of $5,000 will be paid out when this matrix cycles. Now once again, people, we have seen from the start to finish both of these cycle in 72 hours or less. So it doesn't take very long. It just depends on the people involved and how fast you get your rocket red. Now let me break the money down for you. Of the $7,200, $400 of it goes to the admin or the owner and management of the system to pay them. That's how they make their money. $5,000 of it goes into your pocket or into your e-wallet that you have access to through Solid Trust Pay or Payza. And $1,800 of the $7,200 goes to buy your spot into another 2x2 matrix. I want y'all to understand that. Another 2x2 matrix. So that means that when this one completes and you've made your $5,000, you're going to get another spot on the bottom of another 2x2 that you're going to get to cycle through again and make another $5,000 over and over and over. As many times as you would like, you can make that money. As well as in the other matrix, the 2x3 matrix, where you can make 300 over and over and over, just following your sponsor through the clone position. So this is really exciting, people. If you can ever understand that once you bought your $315 spot in our matrix, you can go through here after you've gotten your rocket red and make $5,300 over and over and over and over again. We're having people doing it left and right. Matter of fact, some people on our team are already up above $50,000 that they've earned from this system, just simply by paying $315 one time and cycling over and over and over again. This is dramatic, and I just want to emphasize to every one of you, all it takes is you coming on board and enrolling 2 people. You never enroll more than 2 people. All of our team enrolls their 2 people, and then if they have any other people that they want to enroll, they enroll those people under their teammates to help them. Now, these teammates that we help are people that are willing to help themselves. We have no freebies. But if you come on our team and you're willing to follow instructions and you're willing to do what we ask you to do as far as this goes, we'll never ask you to do anything illegal or immoral. We're not built like that. But if you do exactly what we tell you to do as far as building your team, then we're willing to help you any way we can to be successful. The cool thing, people, is it doesn't take much to be successful. You do not have to be a rocket scientist, pardon the pun, to be successful with Rocket Cash Cycler. All you have to do is plug into the right team and stay in communication, and you will be successful. So one more slide and we're out of here because I went over the time that I wanted to. The name of our team is RCC Pros. Here are the exact instructions to make $5,300 fast. Turn your rocket red, which means you come in and enroll 2 people. Turn your sponsor rockets red, which means you help your 2 people get their rockets red as soon as possible. Get to the 2x2 matrix as fast as possible, and get your sponsor to the 2x2 matrix as fast as possible. It's that simple. There's nothing hard about it, and we're looking forward to helping you. Again, the website, which is still under construction at the time of this recording, is rccpros.com. The phone number is not under construction, and you can get a hold of us at any time at area code 318-538-1196. You can also reach me at doug@rccpros.com. That's Doug, D-O-U-G, at rccpros.com. I look forward to hearing from you. If you have any questions or you just need to go through this a little slower with me, I'll be glad to get with you and do that. Anyway, I look forward to meeting you. See you at the top.